This is so cool. What's up, guys? It's Mr. Melee, and today we will be counting down the top 10 most powerful characters in MK1. I've been a big fan of Mortal Kombat since I was a little kid. Honestly, I think it's one of the very first games I can ever remember playing with my uncle in Chicago. This video, we will only be counting down the top 10 most powerful characters from this current era, which of course is Fire God Liu Kang's current era. So everybody that was in his previous game and a little bit of last game will be taken in consideration for this list. And of course, this is my list. You don't have to agree with it. I would like to know you guys' rankings in the comments below. If you do have your top 10, who do you believe belongs in what order, and who do you believe deserves the top spot? Of course, in this era, all the characters are not the same, and some are mismatched and swapped around. They have new origins and things like that. So a lot of their character development in previous games does not apply to this current era. And of course, if you have not played the game, you can leave now, come back later. If you don't care, that's fine too, but it will have spoilers within this video. Number 10, Sub-Zero. Alright, Sub-Zero is behind the original Sub-Zero in this story. Bihan is a little bit different as he was in the previous games, where he's kind of showed kind of like a tragic hero, you know, because he ends up becoming Noob Saibot later. But in this game, he's a very selfish and power hungry type individual. And in this game, he's at number 10 because he just takes like L's from the very beginning. Like, of course, in the first, the first point of the video, he's fighting against Kung Lao and Raiden, and he gets bodied. Of course, they said that he wasn't going as hardest, but then he gets into a fight with Johnny Cage, and he's beat up by Johnny Cage, and he's beat up by his brother. It's just, he just took a lot of L's. So Sub-Zero has to come in at number 10 on this list. Scorpion. Alright, now Scorpion in this era is now Kuai Liang, who, as we all know, is the second Sub-Zero, the one with the scar on his eye. In this era, he is Scorpion. Now, it's not to explain to us how he got the Hellfire powers or how he even has Scorpion's abilities at all. But he is the one that ends up washing his brother later, and he like takes out a lot of people. He shows a lot of promise, but it's still not yet explained where he got his power from, but I'm pretty sure they're still of the Hellfire variety, so we just have to see where this story goes. Number 8, Mileena. Mileena comes in number 8 spot. Mileena showed a lot of capability within this game. She was always seen as a threat. In this game, she's the one who takes away Kenchi's eyesight, which obviously in the original series it was due to Shang Tsung and having him open up the top until the Well of Souls, which took away his eyesight. She has a lot of impressive feats. She beats the evil Sindel, who washes almost everybody again, which is very reminiscent of MK1, where she like kills everybody until like Nightwolf sacrificed himself. So they still give her respect, but Mileena was able to beat her when everybody else failed. So for that, she goes in number 8 spot. Number 7, Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn really bothers me in this series. I hate in the last game too. I hate to see him so nerfed and like made to be like a secondary antagonist or villain. As we all know, Shao Kahn was a beast back in the days, and he still shows some great strength here, as he's now the leader of Sindel's Imperial Guard. He's the general of her army instead of it being the other way around, and him being the Emperor and Rico or somebody else being his general. He is the general of her army to impose her justice and win her wars and things like that. He's still shown strong. He's given respect as being a very strong and capable warrior and their #1 champion, because that's who Raiden has to beat in order to win the tournament between Outworld and Earthrealm. So he's still strong, but I just don't, it just kind of hurts me to see him not be the big bad that we know him to be. But yeah, Shao Kahn gets number 7. Number 6, Ermac. Of course, we got Ermac. Now, everybody knows and everybody loves Ermac from all the previous series, and in this series, he really is no different. His origin is still kind of the same. He's this amalgamation of souls and spirits. I like the little twist they did in the game where the living forest, as we knew it in the other games like in MK Gold and stuff like that, the living forest now contains the souls of dead warriors or dead family members, or like King Jir, for instance. When he died, when he was assassinated, his soul was put into a tree in the living forest, and that's how the living forests are able to seem as if they're alive and move and have the glowing soul. So he still has his powers. He comes in about like the middle arc of the game, in Astra's arc, I believe, and he like wipes everybody. Johnny Cage, Kenchi, who was just discovering his powers with Sento. Everybody that comes to Ermac, he almost bodies them and puts up a good fight. So I had to give Ermac the number 6 spot. Number 5, Sindel. Of course, we had the Queen at number 5. Sindel is still shown to be very, very powerful within this game. Again, more so the evil version, the good version, but the good version was shown to be able to hold her own against Sindel, so I guess they're kind of like even. But once again, she's shown the same amount of power as being able to wipe out the entire roster and Liu Kang's forces. Once again, it was just like crazy. She was just bodying everybody, and it's like, bro, it's the consistency in it shows that they intend for Sindel to be a powerhouse. Like, despite, you know, having long hair and the Sonic Scream, I don't see how that makes her powerful, but apparently in MK they want to put her in that upper echelon of power. So we have to give the queen number 5. Number 4, Geras. Geras might get some flack because he didn't show too many flashy feats in this game, but what we do know from Geras is that he is very powerful, and obviously Kronika made him initially, and then in this new era he was created by Liu Kang. With that, he has some mastery and control over time itself, and he is seemingly immortal. He can't die. No matter what wounds he takes, he won't die. As we saw in the previous game, he was put into the river of blood, which goes on forever into eternity, and my man's was just gonna drown for eternity because he just can't die. So for that, we have to put Geras at number 4. Number 3, Raiden. And here we go. Oh, it hurts me so bad to see Raiden in this game be nerfed and turned into a baby boy. But Raiden has always been my favorite character in the Mortal Kombat franchise. For he's a lightning god, so like, how is that just not cool? But what hurt me the most was seeing, you know, him not be in that godly status that he has been in all the other games. He still keeps his track of being in every single Mortal Kombat game to date, but it just hurts me not seeing him be the godly form. And it's cool seeing, you know, Liu Kang in that position, but obviously, you know, the Raiden we all know and love is the God of Thunder himself. But he still shows great feats as the new champion of Earthrealm of Liu Kang's warriors. He goes through all the Sindel's warriors. He beats Shao Kahn, so he still is very, very powerful. You know, Raiden somehow gets on the amulet. I wish they would explain that a little bit more, how he took the power out of himself and put it into the amulet, just to give it to Raiden. I wish they would explain that, but we do know he gets majority of his godly powers back. Number 2, Titan Shang Tsung. Alright, now here we come to the last 2. Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung has always been one of my favorite characters, from a simple fact that I always thought he was super powerful, kind of in the same realm of Shinjinko, as he can pretty much have anybody's powers that he can shapeshift into, which does make him very versatile and very powerful, and he seems to have great proficiency with the powers. But Shang Tsung in this game is coming from the previous Shang Tsung if you choose the evil ending and let Shang Tsung win. So this is Titan Shang Tsung when he takes Kronika's takes over the hourglass and he gets all that power, and almost seems to be equal to Liu Kang, as he has taken over his whole era, and you know, he has Raiden and Fujin and all these other people working for him. So he was the big bad in this game, at least for the first part, not counting DLC that's supposedly to come. So of course we have to give him the number 2 spot. Number 1, Liu Kang. Of course, this was no surprise. We had to put the fire guy himself at number 1. Liu Kang, since he did that transformation with Raiden in the last Mortal Kombat game, just his aesthetic and his character design I was just in love with. But then when they show his power at the end of that arc from the last game, where he wiped out all those armies from the NetherRealm, he basically washed every single last person, destroyed Kronika, and, you know, really he beat Shang Tsung. And even before that, he's always had the upper hand on Shang Tsung in the entire series, so how could he not be over Shang Tsung now? And of course, you know, it's their protagonist, so he's supposed to win, so of course he has to have the number 1 spot. He is Mortal Kombat's Superman. This man beat Shao Kahn, he's beaten Shinnok, he's beaten Shang Tsung. Like, that's their guy, so of course we had to put the fire guy at number 1. Alright everybody, and that's our list. If you guys have something different, please leave in the comments below. This is the first of many videos I tend to do like this. As the DLC comes out and expansion packs, I will adjust some things. If they bring some new powerful characters, they seem to be making Havoc the next big bad of DLC. So if Havoc comes to have some type of crazy power, he might be on here. But if you guys have something different, please leave me a comment below, and please like, share, subscribe, and join the Melee clan. Until next time, peace out.